Hello everyone, it's me, TONIK TZW, and I had two games literally back to back in the Yadachi today. Same map, same ship, different outcomes, and I thought it was a good idea just to kind of showcase how it doesn't matter how much damage and how many medals you got. Sometimes it's what you do in a game that makes a difference. So sit tight, it's a long one, but we'll try and get through this, and hopefully we can educate some people out there. We're here on Trap, and we've got 3 destroyers per team. We've got 2 cruisers, and then the rest is battleships. And looking at that one, Indianapolis is probably the biggest risk to me, as is the Zara. But we're spawning on A cap, and looking at this, I've got another destroyer right beside me. It's a Litterable, and he is going to dash straight for A cap. So my initial thoughts here are, can I get onto B and try and steal it early? Now you'll see we've got a New Orleans and the Nelson are in division, but I think what's going to happen about 1 minute and 14 seconds in the game is going to set the tone for how this game is going to play out, which is incredibly disappointing given what we do at the start. But we're rolling towards a B cap, and I'm asking that North Carolina for help. He says affirmative and then carries on sailing away from us. That's awesome. It's always good to have somebody do a chicken run. But we're going ahead towards B cap. Looking at what's going on with that Carolina, it looks like Charlie cap are literally just going to abandon it and run. And our Nelson disappears in a first blood, devastating strike to the New Jersey. And I came up on mic. I was like, I actually don't believe that just happened. These torpedoes are going where Twist and Track is telling me there is a ship that's expected to be, but just before we run into Bravo, we realise it is being turned, and looking around us, we know we haven't got any support with us. There's the Zara, and straight away we know that Zara is in division with a destroyer. We've hit our torpedo reload booster just to make sure we've got some torpedoes available, and I'm thinking this destroyer is not going to survive here on his own. Let's get on to this capture point. Let's get a cap assist. Here we go. We avoid those torpedoes. We hit something in the smoke, and we're going to put another set through there just to be sure, and then we put the other set towards the North Carolina. That is a cap assist. Turn round, let's get out of here, and let's now have a look at Bravo cap, because we are 1 cap each, but they have got Charlie cap. The guy that was in division with the Nelson is heading for this side of the map, and as I get bumped here in that rolling smoke screen, those torpedoes absolutely slap that Zara, and now I'm trying to get my guns round for the Shiratsuyu, popping my smoke as I do, just to try and make sure that I don't get detected. There we go, bit of a cheap kill, but he's gone, so we're going to let the smoke cover us and see if we can get some shots onto this North Carolina. Now, one thing that I hate doing is sitting inside a smoke screen, but here we're going to take a little bit of a chance and see if we can get a fire on the North Carolina, but we can't, so we're going to back out and push Bravo cap. But that is not what I wanted to see coming into Bravo. It's the Indianapolis B. That's not good. Yeah, is he going to come storming through? My mind is changing here, and I'm thinking I need to push around, and I need to stop Red Team from pushing all the way from Charlie Cap along this north edge of the map, and see what I can do to screen these guys behind us. But literally everybody who started to the center of the map or to the right of the map, so Bravo and Charlie Cap, they've all just run away, and they've gathered up in a huge gaggle together at the back of the map. Literally, it means that any ship that is coming after them doesn't have to turn its turrets very much, and they are literally pinned back there. They have nowhere else to go. There's a destroyer out there in front of the guy that's gone through the cap after the North Carolina. I'm just hoping that nobody gets shots on me while this radar is active, but while it is active, I know everybody can see me, so I am just going to get a few shots off my guns. And there we go, that is the red team division. Veneto and in New Jersey. We avoid that full salvo, and we're looking to see what we can do now. I am still spotted, eyeball spotted, but by what? I don't know. But we drop detection. There's another destroyer inside of Bravo Cap, so we know where he is. There's a cruiser in there, there's a battleship in there, there's two battleships coming across this edge, and all these guys that were back here are now having to charge through A Cap. Now they've got the Terrible there with them, and that should be some consolation to them as he takes out the Kagero. And I'm thinking, what do I do here? You know, these guys are just twisting and turning. They know that I'm out here. They know that torpedoes are coming in on the way. They're in division, and this Veneto is leading the charge. The reason he's leading the charge is so that when he rolls his smoke, the other battleship disappears into that smoke screen as well. We lose our North Carolina to red team's North Carolina. There's still one destroyer out there somewhere. Do I get a torpedo there? No, he's avoided them. Seconds to go, another set coming up, and I wanted to be closer to these guys, but what I didn't want to risk was a radar coming up again and being lit up by the secondaries of the Veneto and the New Jersey at the same time. But there we go. If we look towards the bottom left hand corner of the minimap, we can see that pretty much all of those guys are just charging away from whatever is out here. I really want to try and get turned into a capture point and do some damage to these guys, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to go all the way across to Alpha Cap. Sorry, not Alpha Cap, Charlie Cap. That's not where I want to be. Ideally, I'd like to be putting the pressure onto these two battleships, but we're nearly 400 points down now. And there we go. There's an example of teamwork. Veneto runs his smoke. The other battleship disappears inside it. We do get a couple of torpedo hits, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And I was kind of hoping that the Terrible would turn around and go and try and do something to support, but I'm guessing he's trying to stay away from that cruiser as well and his radar, because he doesn't have smoke, and when I do turn around, he doesn't have very many hit points left on him. But there we go. There is something there on ACAP, and I think at this point of the game we are absolutely stuffed. There is nothing we can do from here. It is 6 ships against 3. Radar cruiser is still out there. He was in B cap. He knows where I'm headed to because I was spotted, and I am going to get an oh jeebus moment when I come around this corner. I was kind of expecting it, but I wasn't expecting it to be this close, and it certainly made my butt cheeks clench on my leather sofa. There's a new crease in the leather, but we pick up a high caliber somehow. I don't know how, but there we go. There's the Indianapolis B. This isn't who I wanted to be running into, but it's who we've got. And the only thing I'm thinking at this time is I need to try and stay straight onto him, run past him. I know his turret traverse is bad, so if I can get past him, then I can get my torpedoes onto him. But there we go. We got one set up, they're running, and before he can get another shot into me, he goes down for a dev strike. but the game is lost from here. We've picked up a high caliber and a dev strike, run 141,000 damage, and this is why I was saying it's not all about high damage. It's not all about the medals that you pick up. Yes, they can be signs that you have played a very good game yourself, but without the support of a team behind you who know what they need to be doing, we ain't gonna get a win. It's as simple as that. And I've said it before that these minutes that you're on a capture point, it is the longest minute in a game, certainly without any support around you. You'll notice that Owl Terrible is just sailing around trying to torpedo those two battleships. You know, whether or not he just thinks the game is lost, we can't win it. Fact of the matter is, had he pushed back onto a capture point, we could have actually stopped them from gaining a lead so quickly. And now that that radar cruise is out of the way, there's absolutely no reason for him not to push in. But as I said, the points are, there's too great an advantage to red team at this moment in time. So I'm going to take what I can. I'm going to take a solo cap here, and I'm going to push across to Bravo, to the top side of the island, just to give me a bit of cover. But I've got those two battleships to my right as well, and with just under 3,000 hit points left, I'm not going to be able to survive an encounter like I did with that Indianapolis B again. And I know that there's a blackout there with radar, with torpedoes, with a lot more guns than I have, and a much faster reload than I have. And so we're going to have to play predictive here. There is another battleship out there to the south as well. We can see where Twist and Tracker's pointing, so we're just going to put some predictive torpedoes out there, and perhaps we might get lucky and catch something as it comes around the corner. The game is lost. It is sad to say that it is a humiliating defeat, but when we lost the Nelson 1 minute and 14 seconds into the game, oh look, there's a black, there's his radar, there's his guns. The only thing that is going to save me here is the fact that red team are going to tick up to 1,000 points and end the game. So as I said, 141,000 damage. We get 3 kills, high caliber, dev strike, 1 solo, 1 cap assist. We did play as well as we could given the situation and circumstances in that game, and we finished on 1,985 base XP. That's more than only the top 2 of red team there. That would have been nearly 3,000 with a win bonus. But that is the first game of 2. I'm going to take a short break here, and we'll get into the second game and see what we can do in that one to make a difference. Be right back. Right, now that I've wet my whistle with a cup of tea and had myself a biscuit, Kit Kat of course, we'll get into this second game, and here we go. We are the only destroyer in the game, but look at that, we've got New Orleans, Azule, Montpelier and Baltimore on the other team, and it's like, oh dear, there's 2 radars there. Now, one of the things I will say is because I don't have a huge amount of money to throw at this game, I don't get a lot of the paid for content, such as the Azure Lane. You know, I may buy 1 or 2 crates, but that is about it. Most of the time, if I don't get it for free, then I'm not getting it at all. So I do miss out on a lot, and one of the things that I do miss is being able to look at the ship specifications, because the Montpelier was a bit of a mystery to me, but I did learn through this game that obviously it has radar and sonar. I know that it's a French cruiser and that it will sort of slap me silly a little bit if I get on the wrong end of its high explosives. I've seen, you know, Charles Martel burn ships down from a distance, and so I expect it plays a similar way to that. But we are going to play our cap, and although again we ask for support from the team and we push in to get onto this cap, we're looking around to see what ships are spotted where. And then we're going to try and get tucked into this island just in case a radar lights up. And yeah, people do what people do in this game. And as Chin was said, you can't expect people to play the way you want them to play. Yeah, but when you see the same mistakes being made time and time and time again, you'd think that somebody would learn, really, wouldn't you? But it appears that yeah, some people don't learn at all, and they're going to play this game much the same way as they probably play every other game. But humans, we are creatures of habits, and I set my own habits as well. One of them being playing B-cap at the start of a match. It seems to be where I always spawn for some reason, and I'll always try to give it a go with an early steal. But it's not always possible, as we saw in the first game. So we're watching the timer tick down. We take Bravo crap. We're going to get out of here. And we're looking at that Goliath now. I'm thinking, what is he doing out there? He's pushed forward and tanked. And I think he was expecting support from behind. But is there a destroyer in front of him? I'm not sure. But we're going to get out here and see what we can do. There's a Baltimore. And looking at those salvos coming in there from behind the Baltimore, I'd say we've got the Montpellier there behind him as well. So the two ships that I don't want to be on the receiving end of, there we go. They're both out here, and I've sailed into danger. And although the team is sitting back and they're taking this Gnies now to task, it is going to be my torpedoes that take the kill. Sorry guys, I appreciate you did all the hard work there, but it was a little bit cheap, less than 2,500 hit points. But now we are on the cap, and we're hoping that those guys are actually going to grow a set of Harries and push in and start taking this Balti and this Montpellier on. Because what I don't want to happen is for that Baltimore to come rushing into this cap, banging on his radar and deleting me. It's happened before when I've expected some kind of support, but as you can see, I am the one that has spawned these guys. Nobody else has an eyeball, so I'm going to have to pull out, doing my team bit, keep these guys spotted so that they can sit comfortably behind their little rocks and spam across the top of it. There's the radar. Now I'm thinking 10 seconds. What do I do here? We've slammed it into reverse. We know that we've got probably time to get in between the Baltimore's reloads. He misses one. We get the cap. That's good for us. So now we are going to get the heck out of dodge while we spam another set of torpedoes there, knowing that his radar is not going to last forever. Phew, that was close. Let's get moving, because the Montpellier is behind there too. The Baltimore has overcommitted. Whether or not he thought he was going to have an easy kill, I don't know. I think that last salvo was out of sheer frustration at having missed the opportunity to kill me. And I've got an eye on the minimap. As I said, I've taken B, I've come across here, I've helped on C. The guys across on A are being pushed. That's where Red Team's destroyer is. We've lost two ships across there by the looks of it, and these guys are having to run. They are having to sail away and kite. Kansas deletes the Megami. Tell me you were sailing broadside without telling me you were sailing broadside. And this was a moment that I treasured, because the Jean Bart picks himself up a Die-Hard medal. That's always sweet to see. I obviously picked one up in my Darren the other day. If you haven't seen that one, there's a short little clip a little bit further down the playlist of videos. But let's get back to this game. We know the destroyers across here. Let's have a look. We've got the Broma, we've got a Zeton. Zeton means secondaries, so what we don't want to do is get detected. The fact that we've got a 4.8 kilometer concealment will help towards that, but what we need to do is try and bump this ZF6. Always cautious of bumping a ZF6 because, yep, he will absolutely smash it with the guns. He has got smokes. He knows he's spotted. Really? Am I spotting you at over 8 kilometers? Is that because he fired his guns as I came around the corner, I wonder? I don't know. So, we're going to put the torpedoes across there. Now, this is where tactical thinking comes into play, because these guys are going to kite away, which is going to draw the red team out. Red team know they are losing, so they need the capture points. So, drawing these guys out of A towards B, whilst putting torpedoes in them, while they're distracted by the guys that are kiting away, is going to allow me with my low concealment to sneak around to the south and come back around and get onto A cap. We get a torpedo on the ZF6 by the looks of it. He can't have much left on him. And then we manage to land another one on the Zeton. So I'm saying hit the Zeton, because if you can get him on fire, he is going to burn. We're only on 30,500 damage, but here comes the Roma, just as our torpedoes are about to reload. And although I do have a look at the Zeton, he is picking up speed, and it looks like he'll be inside the capture point before my torpedoes reach him. So we're going to put them out towards the Roma, trying to gauge, leave a little bit of time between them. 2 spreads out. I know that there is one more battleship across here on Alpha Cap as we turn up towards it, and as you can see, they are migrating towards Bravo Cap. The ZF6 is obviously already on it. The Zeton is going to join him, and he is getting absolutely pounded. Roma still full health, not for long. There we go, he can take 3 with a double flood. He's damage control that, and sadly we're not going to get another flood, but we're going to leave him with barely anything on him, and so we decide that we can try and light a fire because we still do have both of our smokes available to him. We've jumped from 30,000 to 92,000 damage, not a huge amount by any means, but as I said, it's not all about the damage, it's not all about the medals, it's about playing the game and thinking about how you play and where you can be to support your team. Because if you think about it, we started on the center, we went to Bravo, we took it, we went across assisted Charlie, we've come all the way around the back of the map to come back to Alpha, doing damage to those guys that have pushed in from this side. And now we've got a Colorado there, and I think he realizes that there is a destroyer coming in this direction. ZF6 just disappears to a torpedo from the Zeton, which surprised me a lot. It would have taken a couple of hits off his secondaries, but he's gone. It's 3v3. We have around 250 points advantage here because we have held 2 caps for so long. The guys that have come across and successfully defended Bravo Cap have done a great job, and so we are going to keep this Colorado spotted. We know that Kansas is there, that Azure Lane Montpellier was a long way out, but I've got a feeling that he is going to make an appearance. But here we are, 4.8 concealment. We are 5 kilometers from the Colorado. We have 1 set of torpedoes running, and as much as I'd like to push a little bit further forward and get the other set out on him, here we go, creepy. I was thinking if he decides to put it in reverse and try and contest this cap, I'm at risk of getting detected. But the Kansas knows that I'm here, and he has decided, nope, I am turning around and I am getting away from here. The Colorado is flooding, so he must have been burning, or he's forgotten how his damage control button works. Colorado is burning too, so we put a salvo out, we get a fire. So we've got a fire, we've got a flood. Are we going to get the kill, or is somebody else going to get it? Nope, we're going to take that one, putting us up to 121,000 damage. And with 2 seconds to go, we get a good job from another member of the team, which is always appreciated because we have made their lives easier. And basically reduced the red team by one more target. That Kansas is running. The Montpellier is there somewhere. There we see the shots. That's the Montpellier. So I am going to push forward and I am going to get tucked in behind this island. Now I'm thinking he's going to come from there, but just as I get myself to safety, he is going to appear on the opposite side. There he is, and so we're going to put some torps out there as well. The radar goes on. There is nothing for me to do here, so please forgive me for sitting behind a rock. But given that I've been hanging my butt out in the wind for the majority of this game so far, I think I am allowed a minute's respite behind this rock while I wait for that radar to burn down. And what I'm looking for, and you hear me come up on the mic and say, Cleveland, I'm going to sit tight here, I'm on sonar, I need you to come around that little island in Bravo Cap and get eyes on this Montpellier so that I can keep myself safe. And he does exactly that. Kansas tries a shot on us. We weren't expecting that, but we were never going to pull out from behind this rock. It's as simple as that. Montpellier is still running us on sonar. He has the Cleveland shooting at him. I am here, always a risk, either right in front of him, just behind here, and we're going to back out because I don't think that he is looking in my direction. Because I think he's got other targets he needs to shoot at. And lo and behold, there he goes. This could have been bad for us. We could have sailed around the corner straight into a full broadside there. But here we go. Torpedoes away. And we're actually going to just throw some guns out there as well. It looks like he's trying to get his turrets turned. We go for another salvo out there. We don't get it. We get 4 hits and I think that's 4 bounces, but there you go. He wanted to have a shot at us. He took his attention off the Cleveland. That gave the Cleveland the opportunity to get a couple more salvos in, and the job is done. 942 points. The Kansas is a million miles away. So unlike the last game, we haven't done a huge amount of damage to get us some medals. We haven't had the amazing dev strikes that we perhaps sometimes get in boats. What we've done is we've played the game that we wanted to play in the last one, but in this game the team have supported. They have held position, they have stopped Red Team from pushing, they have given me the opportunity to get into the capture points, to take those caps and give us the advantage, and that is where the game ends. 125,000 damage, 2 kills, 3 solo caps. I played those caps because caps are king. Always remember that. Always support your destroyers when they're pushing capture points, and always be aware whatever's going on around you. But there we go, 3,234 base XP. That is an absolutely solid game, helped along by those 3 solo caps. Thank you to Ninja Dad 83 in the Cleveland for listening in on mic even though you weren't talking, and I hope you have enjoyed this little bit of back-to-back two games, same map, same ship. Stick around, click one of these links, see if you can learn something new. If not, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget you can always donate through the link on the bottom of the video. Until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.